What is going on, guys? It's your boy DMC Tam and one Tanveer Syed, Tan Tiger 01, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, follow me on Twitter Tan Tiger 01, follow me on Twitch at MC Tam and 1, and follow me on Instagram as well. And boy oh boy, did we have a treat tonight. Alright, yes, first of all, I'd really appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button, and if you would leave your comment and your feedbacks on whatever I can do to improve your experience on this channel, as I am actually doing a proper review of a 3-hour event. I managed to actually get a setup where I can watch this on through my computer, and because I generally don't type on the laptop that much, but I set it up in a way where I can take notes on a laptop and do this all watch at the same time. So this was kind of like a first for me as well. So, or if not a first, I've not done. I don't recall doing a because I do many videos, but I don't necessarily recall doing a Impact pay-per-view review while taking down the notes live. So anyways, let's get straight into the show. First of all, let's talk about the negatives of the show, because I think that will make things a bit more easier in terms of format. What I felt the negatives were: first, one match was bad. I wouldn't even consider it good or decent. It was bad. And it wasn't the match I was expecting to be bad. I was expecting another match to be bad. That turned out to be pretty decent. Number 2, the lighting was not good. I'm not talking about very little lighting. I'm talking about too much lighting. Thank you. Too much lighting, because at some points there was so much glare that, well, maybe other people caught it, but I'm legally blind, so I need proper lighting and proper contrast. So what I have set up right now, when they do Impact in the Impact Zone, I have no problems, because generally the lighting there is good. When they do Raw and SmackDown, I have no problems. The lighting there is good in terms of viewing. Even when they do NXT, I don't have any problems. So Impact needs to look into this. Maybe the bright colored ropes, I think they were yellow or green or something like that, bright green or yellow, which was also another negative point, because that aesthetically did not look good. And also having the very bright background and your hard camera, because if you notice, in the Jumbotron, you do not get videos today, or you did not get entrance videos this event. You only got that big Slammiversary thing, Slammiversary screen. If they could maybe turn that off or something, it would have helped so much, because there was already a lot of lighting, and then you have all these screens around with all these bright lighting that add to the main lighting, and then you have all the bright colored ropes that's constantly reflecting so much of the light. Yeah, this is why you'll see a lot of the stuff I've taken down maybe are not very accurate, because I could not make out fully, I'm doing the best I can, but I could not make out fully what was going on. Okay. Third, the way they hyped up, how good this show is going to be and whatnot, I expected at least, a fog machine or whatnot. In fact, we got only one special entrance, and I will let you know who that special entrance is. And 4, this is just something personally we did not get run-in. We did not get any big debuts. But those are the negatives. those are, I will say, though, I will say maybe those are like, the only like, obvious negatives. Now, and boy oh boy, when you talk about the positives, okay, let's start with this review. Let's start. And at the end of this, I decided on the name of this. How much money was this pay-per-view worth? Okay, let's start. The opening hype video, that epic voiceover guy is back. If you guys know his name, please put it in the comment section below. The opening video was done quite well. Oh yeah, one more thing. From what I hear, the Rebel Complex, it has a capacity of how much? 3,700, but with the ring and setup and whatnot, like maybe like 3,000. That did not look like 3,000 people to me. And yes, there's something else as well. Okay, so it starts with the four-way match. So Petey Williams versus Johnny Impact versus Ishimori versus Phoenix. Okay, so I tried to keep up. Ishimori Springboard Hurricane Rana. The early chain wrestling and spot wrestling. Johnny's running knee. Johnny had his hands locked with Phoenix in the top rope as he hit a Springboard Hurricane Rana. PD head scissors. Back, drop kick to the back. Canadian leg sweep. The O Canada spot. PD slingshot Hurricane Rana to the outside. Ray Phoenix hits the Tope con Hilo over Ishimori. Ishimori's corner Asai moonsault. PD slingshot code breaker. Tower of Doom spot. To Phoenix missile dropkick. Ishimori tilt-a-whirl head scissors. PD sharpshooter. Johnny swinging neck breaker. Phoenix, I think so, hit a corner 619 to a backwards rolling cutter. Ishimori inverted atomic drop. Corner knees. Tombstone lung blower. Then there was like a super kick party. Ishimori, I think it's a falling power slam. Hits the 450. PD's the Canadian Destroyer. Phoenix is the splash. Johnny Impact hits the sidekick and hits a Starship pin for the 3 count on the win. Very good match to open the show. Sorry, Rich Swan couldn't be there. Okay, I clocked it at about 17-18 minutes. I thought it could have gone on a bit longer, and the spots could have been a bit more, especially with Phoenix. I don't think you got his full repertoire, but still, quite a good way to open the show. So next we get a video package and go backstage with the OGs and King. He calls Conan selfish, and basically indicates that they've forsaken Homicide and Hernandez. King says they'll make the young boys cry blood. Oh, and says that they will burn LAX's name, piss on his ashes, and the OGs will rise up. Decent enough, but the audio was a little too low. So next we get Tessa Blanchard versus Ali. So highlights are Ali's arm drag, sloppy as fuck basin crossbody, Tessa's leg drop on the apron, Ali's. So see, here's the thing: Tessa hit the leg drop, and just after that, ignoring all psychology, not even like grabbing the neck, Ali just gets up on the second rope and hits the crossbody. I'm like, hello, psychology. Tessa's dropkick to Ali's back, short arm clothesline. Ali had a pretty good suplex in the corner that Tessa took pretty well. I think Tessa hits a figure 4 or something. Sorry. Ali hits a Death Valley driver on the outside. beats the 9 count. Ali's clotheslines. A dropkick to the ass. Backstabber. Tessa Blanchard hit a top rope Frankensteiner. It dropped Ali on her head. Ali hits a code breaker, sending Tessa to the outside. Ali hits a sidekick. But Tessa manages to hit the hammerlock DDT for the 3 count to win. You know what? Decent match. Tessa Blanchard carried this match, but this was better than I expected. I expected this to be the worst match, but it wasn't. This match lasted about 10 minutes or so. So next. So Alicia thought like he was backstage with Moose. He had some swagger on. He had like a dark but shiny jacket, and I think he had an earring and shit. Just put some shades, maybe a chain, and then just maybe that'll complete the set. Like he'll look cool. Moose says he feels good. Looks good, but he isn't playing. Okay, the promo he cut, it was actually a bit better than usual. Because usually Moose is very corny. He didn't come off as corny right now. So next. Excuse me. Eddie Edwards versus Tommy Dreamer, House of Hardcore match. So the highlights: Dreamer snap suplex to the outside. Then they hit a plastic bucket shot. I'm like, I saw some plastic buckets and shit. So Eddie goes for suicide dive and gets hit by a garbage can. Neck breaker over the middle rope. Eddie gets the staple gun. I'm like, you thick fuck, Chance? Really? All of you chanting ECW, you never seen the staple gun. So Tommy hits the staple gun shot. Edwards was bleeding. Okay, okay, I like this part. Dreamer, a fan brought in an ECW, I think a replica belt. Dreamer uses that belt and smashes Eddie in the head with it. Eddie suicide dive. Atomic drop on ramp. Eddie hits kendo stick shots. Dreamer hits a cutter. Dreamer stick shots, kendo stick shots. And one of them was stiff, especially the one in the end. Like he just cracked him in the head. Eddie kendo stick shot. Okay, Dreamer, it's the what's that called? The spaghetti driver. Well, essentially it's the Death Valley driver. Of the second rope on 2 unfolded chairs. The table comes out. Lighter fluid comes out. He puts the fluid on the table. But Eddie Edwards hits a low blow in the DDT. Okay, now here's what I think happened. Because Eddie Edwards hit the boss knee part for 3 count. The announcers mentioned that the lighter fluid, like there was lighter fluid all over, like that spilled from the thing to the ring, from the table to the ring. I think this is why, because they even had the lighter, but I think either the lighter slipped or something, and that there was lighter fluid not only on the table but in the ring as well. I think this is why that spot was cancelled. I think Tommy Dreamer was initially supposed to go through that table, but if they were to set up that thing on fire, then it'll set up the the fire. Given the lighter fluid is on the ring mat, the fire might spread to the ring as well. So if that's the case, good call canceling such a dangerous spot. Like you do not want the ring to be on fire. Now do you? Doesn't look good. All right. So So Alicia Edwards comes out, and like Tommy Dreamer had his hand out, but Alicia Edwards comes out, and Tommy Dreamer may and Eddie Edwards essentially embrace and shake hands and whatnot. Dreamer Dreamer hands Eddie the like initially Eddie was crying, like this is his friend and whatnot. Dreamer hands Eddie the kendo stick, and like the referees, no, not referee, Josh Matthews said, like it's like passing. What did he just pass the torch? And then he just walked out. I'm like, okay. And then Alicia walked on her own. I'm like, so where does this put Eddie Edwards? I'm sorry, you need more demonic heel. You need more maniacal heels. The match wasn't bad, but it was a little bit underwhelming. I'll give you that. You know what? No, it was actually a bit good. Okay, maybe I'm saying that for the flaming table spot, but the match was pretty good. Pretty good. Not quite good, but pretty good. So it was about 10 minutes long. So next, we go backstage. Cyril says Brian Cage is a health risk to other wrestlers. Yeah, right. All right. Says Seidel's third eye sees Cage's weakness, and he will exploit that weakness. So next we get the X Division title match: Brian Cage versus Matt Seidel. Okay. So highlights of Cage's power slam, standing moonsault. Seidel is a weird flying move down because of the glare. I couldn't make out. And on top of that, Brian Cage was wearing white against a white background. Seidel's corner basement dropkick, and yeah, white dude wearing wearing white against a white background. Yeah, they kind of blend in. It's hard to make out the movement. Corner basement dropkick. Meteor to outside. Seidel is a draping choke, countering an electric chair. Seidel standing moonsault. And Cage just rolls over and picks him up. And that sequence leads to Cage hitting the Weapon X. Cage hits the kick to what looked like a belly-to-belly suplex. Seidel hits the powerbomb because Cage went for a Hurricane Rana or something. Seidel or leapfrog. Seidel hit a powerbomb. Brian Cage hits the goes for a back body drop, and then hits a sit-out face buster. Seidel hit some kicks to a weird tripping move. Not too sure what that was, but it looked good. Seidel sidekick. Cage discus clothesline. Seidel goes for a snap Hurricane Rana to counter the drill claw. Seidel's jumping knee. Seidel. Okay, here was one of the other. Here's the second botch of the night. There might have been a few more, but here's one I caught. Apart from the lighter fluid thing, Seidel goes for another shooting star press, but catches the ropes on the way down. I think the bottom ropes were some on the way down. And Brian Cage just hits the drill claw and gets a 3 count for the win. And your new X Division champion, the Weapon X, the Machine Brian Cage. So good for him. Now please give him a new theme music. So almost 11 minutes match, and the match was actually the match is actually quite good. I'll give it a thumbs up. Aries backstage, and he was on the phone. He's canceling something, and says Moose's dream is Aries' reality. Like, you can only dream of being champion and whatnot, dream of main eventing pay-per-views. Aries has done it over and over again. And says he made sure D'Angelo Williams and his mom won't be making the show because whatever travel plans they had got cancelled thanks to Aries. Aries says the big moments is his comfort zone. He doesn't choke. He feels the best and he performs the best at these moments. So good promo by Aries. So next we get a knockout title match. Su Yung versus Madison Rayne, and here's the only special entrance that we got, and that too not too special, where the Undead Brides brought out Su Yung in a coffin. That's all. So highlights of Reigns crossbody. Reigns know the light suplex. Madison kick to the back of the head. Hurricane Rana on the floor. Young's hanging neckbreaker from the second rope. Young's corner dropkick to the upside down Rain. Rain discus forearm. Sliding clothesline. Rain hits the ripcord cutter. Rain DDT. But okay, look at all these highlights. The big moves. All Madison Rain are hitting all of them, but Su Yung just applies one mandible claw from an inverted DDT position, and Madison Rain passes out and Su Yung retains. Sorry, this was thumbs down match. Fucking thumbs down. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit of match. I mean, did not belong to pay-per-view. This is about 7 minutes long. So Young puts Rain in the coffin and that's it. So next, LAX hideout segment with Conan. They show Conan and Ortiz Santana strategizing. Conan says he's tired of those bitch ass hoes and says the streets are watching. So next we get our tag title match, the OGs versus LAX. Okay, there was some problem with the LAX theme music, I think, but later on it turned out like they have a slightly newer theme music, I think. The 51-50 street fight. So here I tried to follow along. Hernandez double clothesline. LAX double clothesline. Santana springboard kick. LAX toe pick on helos, both of them. Hernandez hit some weapon shots. Hernandez Superman dive. Homicide garbage can shot. Santana bell to belly. Ortiz was bleeding. Hernandez back drop to from outside to inside the ring. Santana sidekick. Hernandez powerbomb. LAX weapon shots. Okay, they go for they put Homicide on a ladder and they do that somersault backflip shooting star and then like lion salt spot, and Ortiz as he came off the rope he said fuck you boom like that. No, and they didn't even censor it. You could hear the fuck you. LAX street sweeper. Hernandez shoulder tackle. Homicide hit a toe pick on helo through the second rope, I think, through Santana on the table, I think, or maybe he missed it. Ortiz hits a Death Valley driver to Homicide through a table. Hernandez hits the border toss through a table. Santana hits a super kick. I think there's a drop kick in the corner. Santana hits a stiff super kick. Homicide spits in Conan's face. So by this time, Homicide spit in Conan's face, but Conan tosses something over to Santana. It turned out to be thumbtack. So Santana hits a body slam on Homicide on the thumbtacks and hits a splash on the thumbtacks. Everyone was bleeding everywhere. LAX retain. This was a 14-minute match and this was a very, very good match. But OGs attack LAX and Conan, and they spray painted something on the titles. Well done, Impact, well done. Next, Sami Callihan will segment with the camera. Sami takes exception with everyone saying online that Penta will win, and says after Sami wins, he'll make Penta honor the rule of the match. So next we get the hair versus mask match. So Sami Callihan with the new theme versus Pentagon Jr. So the start time was Like I've decided for the pay-per-views, maybe maybe I'll start doing this more often. Because according to my clock, it said 10:07. So Pentagon sidekicks, Sin Sling Blade. So there was a chop exchange. Penta's jumping kick. I think Penta hit Sammy. No, I think Sammy hit Penta with a chair mid suicide dive. Callahan started using some railroad spikes into Penta's head. Penta was bleeding, and Pentagon hits a lung blower. Penta used the spikes, and the crowd were going absolute nuts for this match. Callahan was bleeding. Both battled with the spikes, and both of them the freaking crimson masks, bleeding like stuffed pigs. Sammy steel chair shots. There was chair shot exchange. Penta sidekick. Penta is a corner DDT type move. Penta goes to break Sammy's arm. Penta steel chair shot. And the Chris brothers come out and they get chair shots as well. Callahan used the salt. So the referee was blind. No, sorry, Pentagon was blind. So Pentagon takes down the referee, and a blinded Pentagon breaks the referee's arm. So once his side comes back, he manages to hit the Pentagon driver, but it was the right arm, so he can't make the count. I like that touch. Sammy hits the cactus driver. Backup referee gets a late 2 count. Okay, then Sammy Callahan, Pentagon, Sammy Callahan takes Pentagon to thing onto 4 chairs and goes for a pile driver, I think. But Pentagon counters that and hits his own Fear Factor package pile driver through those, on those 4 unfolded chairs. Then Penta, sure enough, breaks Sammy's arm. He hits the second package pile driver, the Pentagon driver, for the 3 count and the win. Holy shit! If you have not seen this match, go back. First of all, if you have not seen the pay-per-view, watch this pay-per-view. Watch this pay-per-view. Trust me. If you're a fan of wrestling, watch this pay-per-view. The end time was 10:25, almost 20 minutes. What? Now here's my problem. Number of feuds. No, you know what? I'll get to this problem in a separate video. But for now, what a match. Okay, Sammy tries to run away. Phoenix stops him. And Dave and Jay Christopher were held back. And Penta shaves Sammy's head. So good enough. So here's the thing. Next, Impact Wrestling announces the location for Bound for Glory 2018. The Melrose Ballroom. I looked up the Melrose Ballroom, and according to 2014, their capacity is only 1,200. If you fit a ring in there, the capacity is maybe going to be 600-700. Why are you holding a pay-per-view in a 600-700 people arena? You're better off going to You're better off going back to Universal. I think they can hold more, more people than just 600 or 700 people. In fact, during the early days of Impact Wrestling, they could seat at least 1,700 people. So unless I'm mistaken, unless there's some renovations or happen or whatnot, if there's some new information, if there's new information about the capacity, please put it in the comment section below, because I really want to know. So next and finally, we get to our main event: Aries versus Moose. The belt holder was Blue Jays Curtis Granderson. Aries Moose, no special entrance. Okay. So my highlights. It started at 10:39. So after the early evading spots, Aries arm drag, handstand basin dropkick, Moose nasty chop to Aries, where Aries basically he he just collapsed a little bit. Aries axe handle to the outside, slingshot elbow drop, Moose's headbutt, Moose corner dropkick, hesitation dropkick, Aries Hurricane Rana counter, Moose GTH, Aries crucifix bomb. Aries was going for suicide dive, but got hit by forearm, and he sold that very well. Like he bounced off and shit. I think Moose hits a clothesline. Moose goes for the hit stick, and Aries hits the last chancery. He did that against Bob Lashley as well. Aries counters a kick with a boot kick with a dead valley driver on the apron. Aries manages to hit a heat stick missile. Moose hits the running boot on the outside. Moose hits the brain buster. Moose hits the hit stick for a 2 count. Moose launches Aries because here's the thing: the ramp. This is like one of the Impact tapings that they did from back in the day. The ramp was leveled with the ring. So Moose launches Aries from the ramp into the crowd, which was like like a bit on a like bit of a lower level. Moose hits the punt kick, misses with a toe pick on heel on the ramp. Ouch! Because that ramp has no padding. Aries discus forearm to running missile drop kick to brainbuster on the floor, and Moose beats the 9 count. But Aries manages to, I think it's a low blow or whatnot, manages to hit another brainbuster after some counters, and there's some shenanigans from Curtis Granderson as well for the 3 count and the win. And still your Impact Wrestling heavyweight champion or your Impact Wrestling world champion Austin Aries, and well deserved. What a main event, what a match, and what an absolute performance by Aries. I'm sorry, Aries carried this match. Moose played a small part, but Aries, especially the way he moved around the ring and he sold, Aries carried this match. And kudos to Aries, and hopefully Moose can learn a lot more from this, and hopefully by the end of 2018, by the time Bound for Glory comes along or whatnot, he will be ready. Me personally, I would have Eli Drake beat Aries, because like I said, Eli Drake did the favor for Aries. Now Aries has to do the favor for Eli Drake. Aries has to put Eli Drake over. But good stuff. So the end time was 10:55. So this was a 16-minute match. My overall show rating, ladies and gentlemen, 9 out of 10. Was it worth the $40? Absolutely. In fact, if it was even like up to $45, I wouldn't have had a problem. I wouldn't have minded. This was that good of a show, ladies and gentlemen. This is why. Pay the $40 and watch this show. Very good show if you haven't already. And as always, let me know what you thought about this show in the comment section below. What you thought even about this review in the comment section below. And as always, hit that like button, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. And let's start a discussion. This is your boy, the Infinite on the review side, the Bengal Dragon, signing out.